So here are calendulas growing, and I wanted to do a video on calendulas this time because they are in full bloom here. And you can see that they have pretty much spread all through this little patch of flowers here. And calendulas are just so cheerful that should give you a hint as to what some of their magical properties might be. When you look at a plant, you need to get familiar with the energy of that plant and observe it. Observe not only its appearance, but also where it will grow and what its habits are. Maybe even the time of year that it blooms. And of course, the color makes a big difference. But I want you to look at the flower on the calendula here and notice that daisy-like shape of the blossom is very solar. It's like the sun with the rays going out in all different directions there, and all daisy-like flowers are going to have some solar energy to their magical properties. So consider that. These particular flowers, calendulas, come in both yellows, and then over here you can see there's some that are orange. This was a mix of seeds that I got. And those colors can be associated with, the yellow is joy, success, and the orange, you might say, would be associated with creativity. So think about your chakra colors if you're familiar with them. The orange color is associated with that second chakra, the sacral chakra, and the yellow, the solar plexus. And you can look up properties of those chakras and find out how these colors could be associated with them. Now down in here, I see one that has set some seeds. And this plant really will self-sow so easily. So that can also give you a hint as to some of its magical properties. It's not that hard to grow. It will self-sow. So think about maybe prosperity, abundance of some kind. That could also be worked into its solar qualities. I really like to think of the sun and solar energy is helping an awful lot with success and prosperity, abundance, and as you can see, they are growing quite abundantly here. So there were a couple of more things I wanted to mention about calendulas. And one is the fact that another name for calendula is pot marigold, but they are not what we know of usually as marigolds. In the garden shops, especially in the fall, around the Day of the Dead, we see a lot of marigolds, and they're kind of more like a little powder puff shaped flower. They don't really have that solar shape to them that the calendula does. So don't get confused by the name pot marigold, because they really are not marigolds. I thought I should mention that to you because it is confusing to some people. The other thing that I wanted to point out further about working with plants and other things that you may find out in nature is the difference between the magical world and the mundane world. The magical works with nature, works with plants, and considers that humans are a part of nature, that we're all connected. And so, working with the energies of the plants, getting to know the plants, growing your own plants is always wonderful. And if you can't grow them, knowing where they came from. Very important when you're doing magical work and you're using herbs. The relationship of the mundane world, oftentimes though, is to think of humans as being the ones who know all and are in total control of the world. And we're in our own little cubicles and not getting out there and connecting with nature. So you can see how important it is to get outdoors and connect with nature, at least for some time during the day. I know that some people work 9-to-5 jobs and it's really hard to get out there, but if you can make an effort first thing in the morning, even if you just have a windowsill or a small balcony where you can go out and connect with your plants, connect with your herbs, start that apothecary, because it will make a huge difference in your life in general. Okay, so let's get to what we can actually do with calendulas. Well, for one thing, we said creativity and success. Say you're working on a creative project. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a writer, or some other project. Doesn't necessarily have to be in the arts. If you're working on a project where you need some success and you need creativity, being able to think outside the box, you can just have a little vase next to you of some calendulas and look at them every once in a while. Smell them. I notice they do have a kind of a cool, fresh smell to them. And just observe them and connect with that energy and call on the plant's energy. Ask it to work with you. And if you've raised your own, then chances are that you've got a good relationship with that plant, and so it's going to be willing to help out. You've been taking care of it. Okay, so there's just the plain old vase of flowers there. I often think of a certain tarot card that I associate with solar energy, and it's kind of an obvious one, and that is the sun card. And you can see that there is a sunflower there. It's got that solar shape, doesn't it? But I would say that you could use this card if you wanted to use some tarot magic to focus on it along with your calendulas. Even just focus on the success and joy that comes with the sun card. Okay, because this is one of my favorite tarot cards too. I just always feel like it is always bringing some good news, that you're finding your place in the sun. Okay, so you can put that out, or you could even use it along with some candle magic. You can take your candle and you can anoint it with some kind of success oil. I like to think of either orange. Orange is a very magical oil. And also bergamot. Bergamot is really good for alleviating depression and that sort of thing. So you could put the card with that and light your candle. Actually, you might want to infuse it with your energy first and visualize the success that you want. And just meditate on that and feel that energy going from your thoughts down your hands. Maybe cycle it through all your chakras and feel that solar plexus energy coming in and charging it up. And then you can light it and then put it in a safe place to burn. If you don't have a safe place for it to burn, then you can light it for 15-20 minutes at a time. Just make sure you don't leave it unsupervised. Got to practice that magical safety, right? Another thing you can do is to make a little mojo bag. Okay, I found a yellow one here. Something came in it. So I've kind of cleared it, clear it with your energy. Say this is cleared of all any past energies that it may have absorbed. That feels pretty good. And then you can take some of your calendula petals and put them in there. You can also perhaps take a stone. Now we're getting into the gemstones here. I like a citrine, is always really good for success. Okay, put that in there so you've got your stone and you've got your calendula blossoms. You might also choose to put in a carnelian. I'll show you the citrine again to get a better look at it here if you're not familiar with that. It's like a crystal, but it's got some orange on there. A lot of people like to put citrines in their cash box at their business. It's supposed to bring financial prosperity. Okay, and then you got your petals in there, and then you close it up. And you can tie it 3 times. 3 is a wonderful magical number. Okay, so 3 times if it'll reach. Okay, do your best. It's all good. And then you'll do the same thing. Visualize what it is you want to achieve. And infuse that energy into your little bag, your little magical bag. Okay? It's like a little medicine bag. And then you can carry this in your purse. You can carry it in your pocket with you during the daytime, especially while you're doing whatever it is you want to achieve some success in. And keep it with you. And it will be your magical talisman that you can have along with you. Okay, so those are some short little tips for how to use calendula. One of my favorite ways to use calendula, and is the reason that I grow so much of it, is because I like to put it in a salve that I make. And I dry the petals of the calendula blossoms, and then I infuse them in oil for about a month in the sun, in a sunny window, and they soak up all the solar energy. And then I make a salve out of the oil. And I have directions for making that salve on my WordPress blog site, The Magickal Cottage, and I will post a link below in the description of this video so you can go and see how to make some salve. I think you're going to really enjoy working with calendula. It's one of my favorite flowers. It grows so easily, and I've had it grow even into the warm weather. It blooms cheerily in the cold months. So enjoy calendula. I hope you like it as much as I do. And so until next time, remember, it's all about the energy.